Oh, hello, it's you lot again. Come on in, sit down. Come on. Well, I'm pretty sure you've come here looking for the results of Wader Conservation World Watch. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, they're not in yet. We're still getting lists from all over the place. However, it does give me the opportunity to talk to you about another aspect of Wader Conservation World Watch. And that is that I'm sure you're aware the waders across the world are really up against it at the moment. And I think we can largely put that down to one single thing. Us, we human beings, seem to be inconveniencing these birds at every hurdle. Now, if you're a wader and your life is on a knife edge, then any sort of inconvenience can tip you over the edge and make the difference between life and death. So you see, Wader Conservation World Watch is a lot more than just about the results. It's not a competition. It's not about who has seen the most number of waders. It's not about who's seen the biggest flock. It's not about counting them particularly. There are three aspects to Wader Conservation World Watch. The first, of course, is that it's to celebrate our anniversary. That's why it's timed when it is, 1st of November, so it's always on the first weekend of November each year. The second thing is to raise awareness, because a lot of these things that are happening to these birds, people just don't seem to be aware about. And I am convinced that there's not a lot of bad people in the world. They're just people who are not aware of how they're inconveniencing these birds. And it's our job to make sure that they know about it. And the third thing is it's actually a bit of a celebration, because it's not all bad news. What we hope to do is celebrate all of the good things that are going on, all of the positives and all of the people that are doing something about it. I'll give you some examples. In New Zealand, there's a lady called Ailsa. Now, she is dedicated to looking after her banded dotterels, to the extent that she will spend whole nights on the beach in a sleeping bag to try and deter cats from predating the nests. In California, there's Becky. Becky and her Save Our Shorebirds people. They do exactly the same sort of thing, but they're doing it for snowy plovers. And down in South America, in Brazil, our very own Karina and Bruno, who are trying to stop people driving on the beach, running over red knots and collared plovers. Now, these individuals are fantastic, and there are many people like them around the world, but there are also small groups or groups of people. For example, the beach nesting birds program in Australia, and then there's the Nature's Valley Trust. There are people looking after mountain plovers and piping plovers, long-billed curlews. Here in the UK, people looking after the Eurasian curlew and northern lapwing, and of course there's the spoonbill sandpiper task force. And there are much bigger groups than that. Entire flyway groups, if you like, the Western Hemisphere Shorebird Reserve Network, looking after the places that these birds need, from where they breed right down to where they winter, and the East Asian Australasian Flyway, backed up by the Global Flyway Network, doing such wonderful things over there in the LOC. And of course, a lot of conservation depends on research, and consequently we have individual groups such as the International Wader Study Group, Australia Wader Study Group, Queensland, Victoria. There's even a Wader Study Group in Israel. And of course we've got our own Wash Wader Ringing Group. And other people like the de-estuary voluntary wardens and Space for Shorebirds. All of these people are doing marvellous things around the world. And we think it's about time somebody got up and said thank you. And that's really what this is all about. These birds are suffering a great deal. And all of those people that I've spoken of, and many more that besides, at my age, I'm surprised I've remembered that many. There are many, many people defending the defenceless, looking after these birds. And that is what we hope to highlight, because we believe that the things that are happening to our waders are not happening because people are bad. They're happening because people don't know. And if they're not aware, then they're not going to be able to care. And so that is the whole point of raising this awareness, to try and make as many people aware as possible so that they will care.